Hello everyone. Welcome to the online classes of biology for class 12th. Today we will discuss about human male reproductive system and spermatogenesis. Both these subtopics are from chapter 3, human reproduction. Let's discuss the learning objectives of this session. Male reproductive system, spermatogenesis, hormonal control of spermatogenesis, and structure of spermatozoa. After completion of this session, all the students will be able to relate with these terms and processes in a better way. Reproduction is a biological process of production of young ones by an organism. We can also say that giving birth to like ones is reproduction. Humans are sexually reproducing an viviparous organism. Viviparous means organism which can give birth to the young ones. Human beings are unisexual. Human reproductive system is of two types, male reproductive system and female reproductive system. One body has only one kind of reproductive system. Let's start with the male reproductive system. As the figure is showing all the structures involved in the male reproductive system: testes, the tubes, external genitalia, and the urethral meatus. It consists of primary sex organs, a pair of testes. Primary sex organs are those sex organs which produce gametes and sex hormones, androgens. Secondary sex organs are the duct system and associated glands, and secondary sex organs are those reproductive organs which perform important functions in reproduction but do not form gametes or secrete sex hormones. And the third part is external genitalia. Now about the paired testis. It produces sperms and androgens. Soon after the birth or at the 8th month of pregnancy of the male fetus, testis descends into scrotum. Scrotum is extra-abdominal bag-like structure which has 2.3 degrees Celsius less temperature than the body temperature. It helps for proper functioning of testes and spermatogenesis. Sperm production cannot take place at body temperature. It needs low temperature than the body temperature. Testis is covered by a dense covering called tunica albuginea. Each testis has about 250 compartments called as testicular lobules. Each lobule has highly coiled 1 to 3 seminiferous tubules which is internally lined by spermatogonia or the sperm mother cells. Seminiferous tubule is very important in this system as it is the structural and functional unit of this system. Here in the diagram, the transverse section of a seminiferous tubule is shown, which is showing the presence of different kind of cells and the arrangement. Seminiferous tubule is also lined by germinal epithelium, as you are able to see in the given figure. It consists of two types of cells, spermatogonia and Sertoli cells. Sertoli cells are also called as nurse cells. Sertoli cells provide nourishment to the developing sperms. Spermatogonia cells undergo cell division to form sperms. As inside the testicular lobule, the seminiferous tubule is present in a coiled condition, so in between the spaces of the coils, there are certain cells termed as the Leydig cells. These cells are also called as interstitial cells because they are present in the interstitial spaces. These cells secrete androgens. Now the duct system in a detailed form. In the given diagram, we are able to see all kind of ducts related to the system. Seminiferous tubule opens into vasa efferentia through rete testis. Vasa efferentia conducts the sperm out from the testis and open into the epididymis. Epididymis is a single convoluted tubule that is located along the posterior surface of the testis. Epididymis continue as vas deferens and stores sperms temporarily. Vas deferens loops over urinary bladder, receives a duct from the seminal vesicle to form ejaculatory duct that runs through prostate gland. It also receives the duct of bulbourethral glands. It runs through the penis to its external opening called urethral meatus. Now about the accessory glands. A pair of seminal vesicles, a prostate gland, and a pair of bulbourethral glands. Bulbourethral glands are also termed as Cooper's gland. Their secretion collectively called as seminal plasma. It provides nutrition and a medium for movement of sperm. The seminal plasma along with sperm is called semen. Now about the external genitalia. Penis is the external genitalia in males. It facilitates insemination, that is, transfer or deposition of sperms from male into the female reproductive tract. Now the process of spermatogenesis. It is the process of production of sperms from the sperm mother cells. This process starts at puberty. The spermatogonia undergo changes by accumulating food materials and grow almost double in size and become primary spermatocyte, which is diploid in nature. Each primary spermatocyte undergoes first meiotic division and forms two haploid secondary spermatocyte with haploid condition. The secondary spermatocyte undergo the second meiotic division, leading to the formation of two equal-sized spermatids. Spermatids transformed into sperms. Sperm head remain embedded in the nurse cells for getting nourishment and ultimately released from seminiferous tubule. The process of release of sperms from seminiferous tubule is called spermiation. The figure or the flow chart given here is also showing the same process and the cells involved. At puberty, the process starts. The spermatogonia is the mother cell which is diploid in nature and has 46 chromosomes. It undergoes mitosis and differentiation and forms primary spermatocytes. Primary spermatocytes are again diploid in nature and they undergo first meiotic division, which is termed as the reduction division, as the chromosome number reduced to half. So the secondary spermatocyte is haploid in nature and has 23 chromosomes only. The second meiotic division is of equational type and the same chromosome number is retained, that is, spermatids are again haploid in nature with 23 chromosomes. It undergoes differentiation to transform into spermatozoa with the head, neck, tail and middle piece. Now about the hormonal control of spermatogenesis. Let's discuss about the given figure. There we are able to see the arrows with different colors. The green one is showing the stimulating sign, while the red arrow is showing the inhibition part. That means the hormones has a feedback mechanism for its control and regulation, and this feedback mechanism is positive and negative. Now about the chart. Spermatogenesis is initiated due to an increase in the secretion of gonadotropin releasing hormone GnRH by the hypothalamus at the age of puberty. The increased level of GnRH acts on the anterior pituitary and stimulates the secretion of two gonadotropins, luteinizing hormone and follicle stimulating hormone. Then the LH or the luteinizing hormone acts on the Leydig cell and stimulates them to secrete testosterone, which controls the reproductive tract and other organs and the secondary sexual characteristics. Now the FSH, which acts on the Sertoli cells and stimulates secretion of some factors which helps in spermiogenesis. Now about the structure of a sperm. The whole body of a sperm is enveloped by a plasma membrane. It is the male gamete. A human sperm is composed of 4 parts: head, neck, middle piece and tail. Head has 2 parts: acrosome, which contains sperm's license, that is hyaluronidase, nucleus, which contains DNA, and the neck, it contains centrioles. Centrioles are the distal centriole and the proximal centriole. The distal centriole, it forms the axial filament, while the proximal centriole, it initiates the first cleavage division of zygote. The middle piece contains mitochondrial sheath. The mitochondria provide energy for the motility of the sperms. The tail has axial filaments surrounded by plasma membrane and it helps in movement of the sperms. Now we have completed this session. Hope you all have enjoyed the session. Stay blessed. Stay safe. Thank you.